Gentlemen, welcome on over to another episode of the Speak the Truth podcast. I'm your host, Matt Tardio. If you guys, if this is your first time joining us and you don't know what you're getting yourselves into, let me tell you what you're about to get. You're about to get some serious, unbiased truth. Well, I'm biased when it comes to a couple things, if you didn't know. I am biased towards terrorism. I am biased towards radical extremism. Basically, anybody that wants to do somebody else harm. I'm also a constitutionalist. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm just somebody that believes in the Constitution of the United States of America. And my job is to give it to you as it is. Problem is, a lot of people end up getting butthurt when I do that. So if that's going to offend you, maybe this isn't the channel for you. But if you like that type of stuff, maybe it is. And in the meantime, while we're waiting on everybody to roll into here tonight, I got a sweet succulent video for you coming out of the Israeli Defense Force from raid footage over inside of Jenin. It's like sometimes they have the audio, sometimes they don't. But what's really interesting is that they do. I kind of love it, right? I don't know. If you're like me and you like war stuff and you see war footage, it's all fine and dandy. It kind of blew me away that they were like using ballistic shields as they were moving through buildings. I mean, we've seen them do that before in the past. It just blows my mind that they still do that stuff. I guess it's okay. I don't know. Would I do it? Who the heck knows, man? But I mean, that's what they do over there. So look, we've got a lot of things that are going on over here inside the United States of America. We got a lot of things that are going on over inside Russia, things inside Ukraine. We've got all sorts of crap that we're dealing with over. We're going to start off with the domestic stuff first today, and then we're going to end up jumping over. Well, you know what? Before we even, let's start with the domestic stuff first. This, first and foremost, a lot of people are kind of upset about Doge. A lot of people are upset about the tariffs. A lot of people are upset about just about everything. I feel like today you can find something that everybody is going to whine and complain about. Truthfully, I'm kind of over it, and it definitely seems like the Trump admin as well.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have.
As I said at the beginning, revenues will stay here, wages will go up, our country will be made wealthy again, and I think it's insulting that you're trying to test my knowledge of economics and the decisions that this president has made. I'm now regret giving a question to the Associated Press. Mary, go ahead.
You gotta love it when they end up getting butthurt. That dude, like, look at the look on his face. He is just not a happy camper. Those things, like when you end up getting nice little comments like that, tend to make me laugh. And it's good to be back. You know, it's good to be back. For those that generally tune into the evening stream, a lot of you guys don't know what I've been up to the last couple days. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to fill you in. I have to give a huge shout out. And originally I wasn't going to do this, but decided that I need to because of everything that you guys have done. This is Ethan's family, along with me and a couple other guys from overseas. Over at Warner Brothers Studios. Now, these folks, I mean, they opened up the red carpet. So what we did was we wanted to make sure, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, maybe I should start there. This channel, these true supporters that are currently here watching this video with you, everybody that's out there, we together raised over $20,000 to bring home Ethan Herwick to make sure that he got buried here in the United States of America after he was killed in action and missing inside of Ukraine over like off in the east in Russian occupied territories for over a year. His family ended up getting the body back, but they didn't have the money in order to get him back into the ground here in the United States. That didn't sit well with me, and that didn't sit well with you guys, so we raised the money in order to do it, but I figured why stop there? He was getting buried outside of LA, so I ended up calling a, I don't know, man, just somebody that had reached out to me at one point in time and offered me some stuff over at Universal Studios. All right. And he actually, he's going to get credit here in just a minute. As a matter of fact, I ought to just do it. His name, so I don't get this wrong because I always end up pronouncing it weird. Edward Saslowski or Eddie Saslowski. Really good dude, works over at Warner Brothers Studios. He ended up, when I called him in an instant, in a heartbeat, ended up hooking up these folks with like the VIP of the VIP of the VIP tour over at Universal Studios. We had the best dude showing us around over there. It was insane. They literally opened up every door. Our tour guide ended up spending like an extra hour for them. Like, oh, excuse me, it was more. It was like, we started at 11:30. It's supposed to be an hour. He ended up giving us till 1:25-ish because he had a meeting at 1:30. And then Eddie ended up walking us around the entire time, opened up tons of stuff. At the end of the day, this family was smiling and they were happy after dealing with all that crap. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, All of this stuff is directly because of your contributions. Because if that stuff didn't happen, if we didn't get that in, this dude would not be in the ground. And his family would not be happy. They wouldn't have been in LA. They would have to have cremated his body and taken him home. So you guys freaking crushed it. You did a good job. And let me tell you something else about Warner Brothers. This is something I didn't know while I was over there. I want to share this because I thought it was important. After we went through and we did everything, they actually have this memorial that's actually like up over there in Warner Brothers Studios. And it's over kind of like amongst the studios. It's where they do all their, I don't know, they've got like a cafe, if you're in the military, a chow hall, whatever, right? They actually, believe it or not, had a commissary, if I remember right. It was quite literally labeled commissary. But this right here is a memorial for World War II inside of Warner Brothers Studios. It was handmade there on the grounds following World War II. And every single name that you see up there is somebody that served during World War II. And there is gold stars that are next to some of these names. I believe I counted 3 or 4 of them that were up there on the wall, which is pretty cool. But right down, literally like a stone's throw away from that, is this fountain where they have honoring members of the Warner Brothers family who have served in our armed forces. So they've got this memorial with a fountain set up as well. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous location that they have set up. Then you walk another freaking, I don't know, 30 feet down, and you end up coming across this. You come across a piece of the Berlin Wall. It says, "This is a remnant of the Berlin Wall, which stood as a barrier against the free exchange of ideas, information, and culture." And I just started to think when I saw that, like, it finally made sense. Warner Brothers actually has like a really good freaking, and this is a promo for them, right? Like, I'm not promoting for Warner Brothers. Well, I actually wasn't going to say crap about it. I didn't intend on it. I wanted the family, but the family was so blown away and moved by everything that Warner Brothers did for them. I'm like, good people deserve recognition. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm giving Warner Brothers recognition for hooking up Ethan and his family. And this is, by the way, this is early on. And you think about all the stuff that they were doing. Now, I took it and I photoshopped Ethan into the photo so that he's actually standing next to his family up there on the top row, his hands on his dad's shoulder. It's freaking awesome. I love it. What they did for a day was they put that family first, and they put a smile back on their face. They gave them hope. They gave them some freaking peace. And like, I actually got to see him smile. It was great. It was amazing. So huge shout out to Warner Brothers. And I had no idea that they were that supportive. And when I say that supportive, I mean that supportive of the military. I had no idea. It blew my mind. You know, when you look at what everybody's doing, like when you look at some of like the TV shows and everything else that's out there, I think it's good to be able to promote. I know we do a lot of war stuff. I know we do all sorts of crap, but to me, it's a good thing. And I see you guys down in the comment section. It is a good thing to promote those who need to be promoted. They did a good thing, and they do it from behind the scenes. And I'm just felt the need to recognize them. And so did Ethan's family. 100% in approval. Latal says, at times can be poopy. Poopy moments can make remember the times. Matt, don't change anything about yourself. You're doing fine. Thanks, brother. Greatly appreciate that. I really, really do. Always good to have those comments come rolling in. And then we have Christopher Hincliffe coming in, gifting out a Speak the Truth membership. Greatly appreciate you, Chris. You're always there for us. And you did it again. Son of a biscuit. Chris is just donating left and right. GA came in and gifting out one as well. Now, over here in the United States of America, March 17th through the 21st, and I might as well just go ahead and put this up on there. I believe this one is coming out of George Washington University, Palestine Liberation Week. It's kind of a big deal, right? Palestinian Liberation Week. So remember how I told you guys that over here in the United States, we're going to start seeing a lot more of this stuff like we did at Columbia, like we did at like all of these other freaking UCLA, all of these stupid universities last year that ended up rioting and doing crazy stuff. Now that Israel stacked up 40,000 strong outside Gaza, getting ready to go in, these pro-Palestinian guys, they're going to start taking it again. They're going to start doing more crazy stuff. So expect that in the weeks and months to come, especially after Israel goes and just rides on Gaza like it's going out of style. I actually thought for a hot minute there we were going to end up seeing some bombing taking place over inside of Iran. Ghoulie13 says, Matt, I disagree. Change your haircut to a mohawk for our fun. I will not do that. Maybe I will. I don't know, man. I don't think I can change my haircut to a mohawk. Tristan Allen coming in, gifting out a membership. Greatly appreciate you, brother. So Palestine Liberation Week, March 17th to the 21st. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, that's next week. So more stupid stuff is yet to come. Now, they might have some inside information that Israel's going to roll, anything like that. But I did a deep dive into some of these groups that are actually doing this stuff. It's pretty scary. It's actually really, really scary. Ended up coming across like a HME or a homemade explosive handbook that some of these organizations were passing out for resistance purposes and looking into a bunch of, I mean, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts, and it's completely and totally accurate. And all that stuff's being floated around and passed out online under the guise of whatever the heck you want to call it. It's scary, ladies and gentlemen, and it's coming. And if you're not worried about this, then you need to start worrying about the cartel. And this is not me fear-mongering. This is just me telling you what it is. These groups are freaking nuts. I don't like them, and they're going to be doing dumb stuff as the time comes. But you know who else is kind of fed up with this crap? This guy right here. Now, a lot of people, Trump, this guy right here, I forgot. I got to point the opposite direction of the screen. I really got to get that fixed. Tristan Allen coming in again, gifting out a Speak the Truth membership. Greatly appreciate you for your donations there, Tristan. A lot of people are giving Trump crap. I was over in a Twitter space earlier today. Tristan just dropping singles in there like it's hot. It's only Tuesday. I was sitting in a Twitter space earlier today, right? And some of you guys might know he is David D. He's got like 115, 120,000 followers over there. He holds Twitter spaces, generally gives like good opinions on the Ukraine war. He's very knowledgeable when it comes to like Ukraine war things. And how do I want to say this? There was people on his panel, because I've kind of like backed away, but there was people on his panel that were actually putting down Elon Musk. And, you know, I can sit here and I can unbiasedly tell you that I don't think Elon Musk should be commenting on war. He just shouldn't. It's not his cup of tea. He's got no business doing it. It's not where he belongs. If I want to know how to launch a rocket into space and hopefully not have it explode, that'd be great. If I need to get some astronauts rescued, he's the guy. When it goes to war, no, Elon, you need to stay the hell out of it. That's not your role. Doge, TBD. I think they took it a little bit too far. I mean, a lot of stuff has been shut down, but they're still doing good work and they're recovering a buttload of money. So it's one of those things. It's like, meh, I kind of get it. You know, like I don't agree with how extreme they went, but they did it. And they are rooting out a bunch of corruption, whether you like it or not. Our country should not be paying for circumcisions in South America or wherever the hell that one was. You know, so they're doing a good job there. But because of all of that work, people are pissed off at them. People are extremely pissed off at them. And what they're doing is they are now starting to target Tesla vehicles. I wish I was lying when I said that. They are starting to target Tesla vehicles. I see you guys just dropping donations and you just want me to sit there and read those suckers off forever, you bastards. Tristan's getting good at it. Look, they are now throwing rocks at Teslas as they're driving around. They're doing all sorts of stuff to the point, like they're trying to boycott Tesla. I mean, they're just going to town on it. So a reporter ended up asking this today, and this was Trump's response.
Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company. You know, I've stuck up for the NFL. I've stuck up for a lot of American companies and other companies, but American companies. I did a very big favor for the NFL. I do favors for all. When you heard an American company, especially a company like this, supplies so many jobs that others are unable to do, when you do that, those people are going to go through a big problem when we catch them. And we have you got a lot of cameras up. We already know who some of them are. We're going to catch them. And they're bad guys. They're the same guys that screw around with our schools and universities, the same garbage. And no, we're going to catch them. And let me tell you, you do it to Tesla and you do it to any company, we're going to catch you and you're going to go through hell.
Some say they should.
Sorry about that. I was too busy reading the comments. I thought I saw someone post strip club in the comment section. I really do think I saw that, but maybe I'm a bit off. Maybe I didn't read that correctly. I don't know. Whose hair do you know what? That'd be a good pull to run. Whose hair do you think is thinning faster, mine or Donald Trump's? Okay. We've got Christopher Hincliffe coming in, gifting out a Speak the Truth membership, followed by Tristan Allen coming in, gifting out one. Tristan Allen doing it again. Tristan Allen doing it again. Don Reed coming in. Donnie, haven't seen you in a while. Gifting out another one. Tristan Allen gifting out another one. Robert Bertram gifted out a Speak the Truth membership. D-Rock says, rip down all pro-Pally propaganda. It's how we as citizens can make a difference. Canada and America need each other now culturally in 2025. Be safe. 100%, bro. I'm with you on that one. Golden Era Honda Produce Garage. What up, Matt? Hey, I live in Granbury and want to be a part of your social media training class, 15 years dog training, and I want to start a YouTube channel. Dude, that's awesome. Now that everything's quieted down, I am going to be able to get those things up and running. I thought I was going to have time today. It ended up being a busy day. We're going to get it going. BBG coming in, gifting out 5. I'm going to end up messaging you guys and we're going to get everybody in there. And if you're in the DFW area, I don't think there was that many people in the DFW area that were on our Discord that asked to actually be a part of it that ended up DMing me. A lot of them were from like around the country that just wanted to participate, help out. Like, yo, I'll do this crap. I had one dude tell me that he's going to fly in order to do it. We're going to make it happen. We're going to take care of you guys. I really do. Like, my goal is to be able to give back to the Speak the Truth community. You guys have done so much for me and my freaking family and loved ones and everybody that's just out there, and even people total and complete strangers. I want to make sure you guys are taken care of, so we're going to do that as well. I have not forgot about you. Life is just hectic right now. This lady, oh, I don't even know. I don't even think I watched this.
When you wake up or when you're on your weekend and you get the fork in the road message, or you get the subsequent 5 bullets, hey, what the hell did you do, you lazy federal worker, this week? How frightening is it that someone on X, the owner of X, speaks to you directly to say, what did you do last week at work? And if you don't answer, I am going to fire you. But even more egregious, the president comes out, the most powerful person in the land, and endorses that message. How do you think that makes federal workers feel? When you
Hopefully like they need to do their job, because I think that's the point, lady. That's how it makes federal workers feel, like they need to do their job. By the way, it's 2025. COVID actually started in 2019. I don't know if she got the message that that's kind of like over the vaccine. Nah, I'm not going to go there right now because that's just going to piss a lot of people off. So I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. YouTube, I stopped. You can't be mad because I stopped talking about it. Lady, you are an employee of a company. And that company happens to be the United States of America. And whether you like it or not, you, ma'am, are accountable to the people of the United States of America when you work for the United States of America. I feel really bad for a lot of Ukraine. If you guys didn't notice, I happen to support Ukraine and I support Israel. Yes, you can do both of those things if you're not a moron. And I feel bad for Ukraine because people like this are wearing the Ukrainian colors and everything else, and they're acting like Trump doesn't support Ukraine. Well, too bad for those people that are thinking that way. I remember telling you guys, let's let those cards play out. And wouldn't you know it, some news came out today, and we're going to talk about that here in just a little bit, because it looks like the supply train just got turned back on for Ukraine. I'm not kidding. Supply train got turned back on for Ukraine, along with intelligence sharings and a couple other things. And it's very, very good. Ukraine also said that they are going to agree to a peace deal with Russia, but Russia has to come up and do it. They agreed to a 30-day ceasefire, not a peace deal. They agreed to a 30-day ceasefire in order to start those talks. And how did Russia answer back? Well, Russia answered back with blasting the hell out of Odessa. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. But Ukraine, earlier this morning, when we first woke up here in the United States, ended up having a massive drone attack over in Moscow, taking out an oil refinery, a couple other things. So this piece of crap over here in the United States of America ended up getting arrested. Yay! He was leading a bunch of the pro-Palestinian protests here in the United States. He happens to be a green card holder. I heard he's a permanent green card holder. Haven't confirmed that yet, but heard he is a permanent green card holder here in the United States of America. And a lot of people are pissed off that this dude got arrested because he was the one that was inciting all of the freaking violence, riots, and all the other crap. To the best of my knowledge, that's what he was doing. He was organizing and inciting it, and that's what he's getting kicked out of the country for, because he's supporting terror organizations who are enemies of the United States of America. And we don't stand for that crap here. On top of that, you're doing all of that other garbage. You can get your butt and get the hell out of here. But people are really butthurt, and they're really pissed off about it. Why are they pissed off at it? I don't know. Charlie Kirk ended up putting this out earlier. I want to put this up on your screen so you guys can see it. Who exactly is Mohammed Khalil? 30-year-old former Columbia graduate student. In the words of the New York Times, he is the public face of protests against Israel. And wait till you see what government reps are actually pissed off that he's getting kicked out of the country. He acted as a spokesperson for the anti-Israel pro-Hamas student group at Columbia University called Apartheid Divest, or CUAD. It says it was fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization. So you have a group that this man led that was fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization, leading not violent protests, riots, kidnapping. Pretty sure it was Colombia, if I remember correct, that was kidnapping people, holding them hostage inside of like one of those freaking buildings over there. And there's people that are pissed off about this. And we can go down and down and down. He distributed pamphlets of pro-Hamas propaganda titled Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, Our Narrative. Al-Aqsa Flood is Hamas code name for the 10/7 attacks. Of course, if you follow this channel adamantly, you know that. These are the piles of garbage that this administration is getting out of the country. And for some reason, we have members of the United States government who are upset about it. No kidding. Here is a signed letter dated March 11th of the people who are upset about it. Like super, super pissed off. You ready for these names? You ready for them? Here they are. What do you know? Rashid Tlaib, I can't even pronounce half these things. Something Vasquez, Ilian Omar's on there. Summer Lee, it looks like. Mark Pecan, I can't even read half these people. Deborah Ramirez, that one signed over top. I can't even read it. He just felt like throwing the John Hancock. Jennifer something? I don't know. Either way. And then Miss Presley. So great. Really happy that all of y'all decided to go and sign your dang names to it. Now we know which members of Congress don't belong in the United States Congress, because you are now pissed off that we are kicking out somebody that's supporting enemies of the United States of America. And here's something else that a lot of people don't like. You know, I ran a poll. I asked some questions earlier today over on X. Got some pretty good feedback on it. I did. I asked whether or not that guy should be kicked out. I actually asked whether or not, I'm trying to remember who it was, Jackson Hinkle should be kicked out of the United States of America. And people are like, whoa, that's sketchy grounds. I'm like, but he also posted a picture of himself in the form of a Hamas identification card. So you want to be a member of Hamas to the point where you're like doing that kind of crap, and you're over there, you're interviewing Hezbollah, you're freaking walking the front lines with Russian troops. You are literally like associating with the enemies of the United States of America. Yeah, I think your butt needs kicked out. Now, people are like, whoa, that's taking it too far. You've got a First Amendment right in this country. You're absolutely correct, but not a single freaking constitutional right is absolute. Not one. Your right to free speech can get freaking smashed the moment you decide to incite violence. Your right to free speech can get smashed and your butt can be thrown in jail if you threaten somebody in most states. There's laws against all of that crap. Second Amendment, hey, most states, you still got to go get a freaking permit in order to carry your freaking firearm away from your home. There is no right granted by the Constitution that is absolute. And so when you're here and you're not even a United States citizen, you're here on a green card, I don't care, permanent, temporary, whatever, and you want to support the enemies of the United States of America, I think it's a good deal. Your butt needs kicked the hell out. And it's funny because I sit here and I lost 2,000 subscribers the other day because I rode on JD Vance and Donald Trump for their stance on Ukraine, because I told them they were stupid for some of the words that they were using and some of the ways that they went about it. I said JD Vance has no business talking about war. He was a cameraman in the Marine Corps. If I want to know how to adjust this lens on this camera, I'll call JD Vance, right? But I don't need to do that. My camera lens works fine. People just need to get over it, man. Just absolutely need to get over it. Well, they're pissed off. They're pissed off all around New York City, and they're having freaking protests in the name of this nut job, and the New York Police Department actually went after him.
No jump!
Get out the way! Get out the way! We know you're Israeli trained! Move, cops, get out the way! We know you're Israeli trained!
I can't do the stupidity chanting as if they're going to change the world, but they love doing that stuff. Look, at the end of the day, you can wave your Palestinian flag all that you want, but it doesn't change the fact that 100% of Hamas is Palestinian. It doesn't change the fact that Hamas is a foreign terror organization designated by the United States government. And so you can hate that all if you want. If they were their very own country, I guarantee you they would be labeled as a freaking state sponsor of terror, because they absolutely would be. So there is a big issue there with you raising and waving your little Palestinian flag. When you're chanting from the river to the sea, you're calling for the complete and total destruction of Israel. And that's just BS. And I don't think anybody here in the United States of America wants to stand for it. Now, while I get those freaking protesters off your screen, I want to bring up Veteran Outdoorsman came in gifting out 5 Speak the Truth memberships. Trouble Actual ended up gifting out 1. Brandon Stencil says, if America sucks so bad, why do they always hate leaving? Well, I heard Rosie O'Donnell packed her crap up and left today, so at least someone's putting their money where their mouth is. But I got a feeling here in a couple years, she'll probably try to come crawling back, or she'll do it whenever it suits her need. It just is what it is. Preston Stewart ended up putting this out earlier when we shift focus and we go over to Ukraine, because we're going to start going that direction here. Preston Stewart put this out earlier. If you guys don't know, Russians over in Kursk ended up doing something dumb and tried to sneak through like a gas pipeline. Ended up getting a little bit of boom boom going their way, ended up wiping out a ton of them. But additionally, Ukraine ended up capturing some. And there's a rumor that some gas went off and killed a bunch of them. Great. But look at this. Allegedly, these Russians had streamed or taped themselves of wearing those blue markings. Now, war crime. You are dressed in the enemies of, your freaking, you are dressed in the uniform of your enemy. You are pretending to be them so that you can go forward and kill them. Like, you are being an absolute piece of garbage at that point by doing that, right? Even like in the special forces world, right? If we're going to go out and we're going to do things in civilian attire, that's fine as long as you're not doing offensive operations. The moment you go offensive, you must wear, period, end of discussion, you must wear an identifying feature of your country. And when you put on the identifying feature of the other country, guess what? I'm pretty sure you don't have any rights. I feel like, and I have to go look this up, I feel like Ukraine could actually go over and put a bullet in their head and it wouldn't matter. I think that would actually be legal if I remember right, if I stand correctly. So yeah, they can all like kiss my butt as far as that's concerned. It's pretty sad though that they feel the need to do that. It's really, really sad that they feel the need to do that. So Russia, you can kiss our freaking butts. They're just piles of garbage. But let's go ahead and listen. I ended up reporting on it this morning. I ended up telling you guys that they ended up having the talks over there. Let's listen to what Marco Rubio and his pal have to say.
Just think about it. We've gone from if the war is going to end to now how the war is going to end, and this was an important first step, and that was under President Trump's leadership. He has literally moved the entire global conversation to where we had a very senior Ukrainian delegation with us today. We've had engagements with our Russian counterparts, and now it's how the war is going to end, and that's under President Trump's leadership.
So I didn't actually expect them to get this far during the peace talks today, but in fact they did. I got one more clip to play for you guys, and then I want to talk to you guys about this because I think it's rather important. Let me pause this sucker and let me get this up on the screen. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same clip. That's my bad. Listen, it is appalling to me that so many people jump to so many conclusions. And what did I tell you guys? Wait, I told you. I said, wait to see what happens. People got really upset when I ended up saying that last week. Got a lot of people upset with me when I said, wait to see what happens. And right now, all of the intel sharing got turned on for Ukraine. All of the aid is going back to Ukraine. And Ukraine agreed to a 30-day ceasefire on the front line, as long as Russia would come back and agree to the same. Well, looks like Russia decided that that wouldn't be in their best interest because early this morning, Moscow got freaking ransacked, absolutely wrecked. Let me see if I still have some of these videos up. I think I do. They got absolutely wrecked, for those of you guys that don't know, by like over 170 drones. I can play some of these for you. This is what Russia woke up to this morning over there. This is what Russia woke up to. Well, they woke up to a bunch of explosions. They woke up to a bunch of drones flying overhead, and it just kind of pissed them all off. I mean, I just kind of expected that to happen, to be perfectly honest with you. They went to frickin' town. Check this one out. Now, this one is always fun to explain. I talked about it on this morning's podcast. Let me pull this sucker up right here. Nice. Good impact. Good effects on target. Good job. Let's just turn the volume up and listen to that one more time. So like I said, over 170 suckers ended up running down and being shot like over towards Moscow. And it looked to me like they were in a couple different waves as they were going over there. It also looked like an ammonium nitrate plant ended up getting struck over in Kursk. I heard of a magnesium plant. We played a video of that earlier as well. All sorts of stuff ended up getting hit in these big drone waves, but a lot of them were focused over in Moscow, and that's where it got a lot of the attention. And they ended up smashing an oil refinery over in Moscow. Supplies a metric ton of oil, like metric tons of oil, actually, like a F ton of oil. And so I don't think Russia was in the mood for peace talks today. I don't think they were in the mood for ceasefire. I feel like they probably felt as if they had to somehow get some freaking blowback over on Ukraine, and that's what they did. Also over in Rome, I forgot to check up on this and see how it came out, but they had a hostage situation over inside of Italy as well. And additionally, over inside Pakistan, there was another freaking train car that was filled with like hundreds of people that they ended up getting taken hostage as well. I'll have updates for those for you guys in the morning. Army Alert's coming out, gifting out 5 Speak the Truth memberships. Greatly appreciate you, brother. But yeah, you've got all this like global terrorism crap that's taken off. And probably one of the most interesting things to me that I ended up seeing was this. I was talking to Texas today, and he ended up sharing with me that he spotted a couple typhoons. And I went back and I looked. And I looked at the path that they were flying. And what it looks like is that these typhoons ended up taking off from Cyprus. You can see them up there on your screen. They ended up taking off from Cyprus, flying over Israel, flying over Jordan, and then heading straight towards the Syrian border. Why do I think that's happening? Because over inside of Syria, you have a bunch of people getting murdered. Quite an actual genocide is taking place over inside Syria. Like an actual genocide is taking place inside Syria. And I think some of these typhoons may be flying sorties. They may be doing some softening. They may be doing all sorts of stuff to kind of play out Iran, because Iran today got kind of pissed off and ends up coming out with more violent rhetoric, basically saying, America, do whatever you want. We're not going to stop doing what we want. And the Houthis also came out again today and threatened to attack Israel. Now, I didn't check to see whether or not they followed through on that. That is my mistake. But they did say that that is, in fact, what they were going to do. All of that was happening. Here, this graphic is a little bit behind. Why is that out of the order in the stack? My bad. 500 kilometers from the nearest Ukrainian border to get up into Moscow. That is in the wrong location. That is my mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Really, really sorry about that. That is a lot of the crap that ended up happening over the course of today. So we have people that are pissed off here in the United States because we have domestic terrorists getting kicked out of the country. We have people that are pissed off because of Doge. We have people pissed off because of what's taking place overseas. We have Republicans that are upset because money's getting turned back on for Ukraine and the whole thing's in shambles. Oh, by the way, let's not forget about the tariffs, because God forbid there's tariffs. All of that's taking place today, ladies and gentlemen. It's nuts. Now, I did promise I would go into the Discord and I would have a discussion with some of you guys in the Discord. And I got about 20, that's 20 minutes to go. So I'm going to head over to the Discord right now for you, ladies and gentlemen. You guys asked for it this morning. I was a little bit busy and crunched for time. I had a bunch of appointments that I had to take care of. But now I got a little bit of time to chat with you guys, and I wanted to make sure I have that allotted to you. So I'm going to do that right now. Why? Why is it doing this? Stop that. And we're in. All right, there we go. Now we're back up in it. You guys, you're welcome to jump over in the Discord if you're a true supporter. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't signed up for it yet, you need to be a true supporter. I don't know why you wouldn't be a true supporter at this point. We do some amazing things. All right, I got you guys up over inside of the Discord. Let's see what you guys got going on. If you guys want to come up and you want to come on stage, go ahead, raise your hand. Love to hear from you guys. Love to talk to some of you. So if you guys want to come up, I did have a bunch of people that wanted to ask questions, so that's what I'm here to do. I want to take your questions. I want to talk to you guys. I want to see what you have to say. Go ahead, get up in here. That was not my music, man. That is just Discord music within itself. I didn't do that. Discord did it. I'm sorry. I got much better music. Like if I was going to play some music, it'd probably be, let me see here. Let me see what music I would play. I got a good, if we're going to play music, this is like, you want to know what I was jamming out to as I was getting ready today? This is what I was jamming out. This is what I was jamming out to as I'm getting ready. I totally forgot how much I love frickin' this man. This is what I was jamming out to. Who knows that song? Who knows that song? Army Alerts coming in, gifting out 5 Speak the Truth memberships. Who knows that song? Who knows it? Yeah, it wasn't Taylor Swift, you freaking nut jobs. It wasn't T Swift, although don't hate on Taylor Swift because I would get down on some Taylor Swift, but it wasn't her. Everybody calm down. It wasn't Taylor Swift. Holy cowbell. Chris coming up to the stage. What's up, brother? Give it just a second for it to come up. Really? Nobody? It wasn't Freebird. Oh my God, you people. Chris, what's up, man? Go ahead and mute yourself and jump up on stage, bro. Freebird, Neil Young? No. Oh my goodness. Chris, are you hearing these people right now? You want to unmute yourself, Chris? Can you do that? Can you do that for the crowd? No? You're not going to do it? Okay, well, Chris is waiting to come up. I'm going to play this song. If Chris gets it right,
No, I'm not going crazy, but lately my head and my heart seem to be at least 8 million miles apart.
Yes, thank you. Holy cow. I finally see somebody write it down in the comment section. Wow. Wow. Man, it's about time. I can't believe that people weren't getting that. Chris, are you able to unmute yourself, friend? You can't unmute yourself. I can't believe that. Oh, Chris, I feel so bad for you. Yeah, it's the challenge. You get like 3 seconds. You don't get the whole song. You should know the opening to that song and be like, getting it. That's what you should do. Ross in there. What's going on, brother?
On.
What's up, man? How's it going? And he's gone. And Chris isn't up. It's like everybody is failing at their mic test tonight. Let's see here. Kenneth coming in. He says, Matt, would the security guarantee would be the U.S. forcing the EU to put troops on the ground while the U.S. does intelligence sharing since Trump wants to be a neutral third party in peace talks? Certainly could be a possibility, honestly. We saw the UK and France spinning up 30,000 troops. That could absolutely be part of it. And let's be honest, they're also capable of providing intelligence. And I think they're in a hell of a lot better position in order to do so with Ukraine. It could be in the form of air support. It could be in the form of a lot of different things in order to get them what they need. The real question is just kind of truthfully, like, what is Ukraine going to be comfortable with? And also, what is Russia going to be comfortable with? Russia is not going to be happy with any NATO troops on the ground inside Ukraine. Putin's already come out and said no NATO troops on this ground inside Ukraine. Well, UK is definitely part of NATO. He says that he's worried about Russia or NATO expansion, which is a lie. I think even Gorbachev came out and said, like, no, that was never said. No, Gorbachev did come out and say that it was never said. So there's that, right? I don't know, man.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, there you are, Chris. What's up, buddy?
I just want to say thank you very much for your service, sir, and Semper Fi to all the Marines and sailors, Army, and all airmen out there.
Rah, Chris.
And honestly, like, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Chris. Chris, would you like to hear a joke about the Marine Corps?
I don't know, man. It's all shitty hell I hear about it anyway.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna, service jokes are always.
If we're gonna go butt plugs, man, don't get me wrong. You just go in action packed, bro.
It's not butt plugs, man. Did you ever hear about the Marine that walked into the airport bathroom in his dress blues?
Well, it wasn't my brother, but she go for it.
Okay, so a Marine is flying in his dress blues, and he goes into the bathroom. And when he walks into the bathroom, there's a little kid in there, and he says, "Gee whiz, mister, that sure is a nice uniform." And he goes, "Thanks, kid." And he goes, "Can I hold your hat for you while you go to the bathroom?" He said, "It's not a hat, it's called a cover." And he chucked at the kid. He's like, "Yeah, you can hold it." And he goes over and he starts taking a piss.
Shouldn't have had your cover on inside anyway.
Yeah, well, he didn't have it on. He was holding it, right? Because he's a Marine and he's in his dress uniform. So that's what he's going to do. So he goes into the bathroom.
Gotcha.
And then in walks an Army Ranger in his dress uniform into the bathroom. And the kid looks at him and he goes, "Gee whiz, mister, that sure is a nice uniform. Can I hold your hat for you while you take a piss?" And he goes, "Thanks, kid. I'm good. Would you like to suck my dick?" And he goes, "Oh, no. I'm not a Marine. I'm just holding his hat." I'm sorry. I had to. I had to. I'm sorry.
You're not sorry. You're awesome. No,
It's
you're
funny.
not sorry.
It's
You're
a funny
awesome.
Joke. It's a funny joke. It's a funny joke.
Dude, I absolutely. And like, because my other brother used to be psych ops in the Army. My oldest brother is in the Marine Corps, and he's currently in Hawaii doing master gunny stuff.
Oh,
so
wow,
I mean,
that's
like,
cool.
can't talk about stuff. Yeah, man.
No,
Yeah.
I
So
mean-
he does stuff that we can't talk about, right?
Well, it's funny, man. Like, you can make jokes. Like, people don't understand that we flick each other crap all of the time.
It's like if you go to a college or something, and it's just like you're in a fraternity or whatever. It's like it's making fun of each other, but still building each other up.
Yeah.
Like, we need each other, all armed forces, but at the same time, it's like I'm gonna give each other shit.
Dude. Yeah, no.
You know, that's all it is, man. It's
I got two brothers that are in the Marines, and were in the Marines. I catch crap every single time I come home. Every time I come home, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, "Bro, you were both pogues. I don't want to hear about it." You know, like, doesn't matter.
I never served. I dropped out of high school at 16 just to start working, really.
No,
and then flipped a few cars in my day doing stupid crap, and the military just wouldn't accept me just because of whatever. But always, anyway, not about me. It's about this channel, and it's about you. It's about us, right?
Correct.
Yeah, the whole point of this channel is that this is a great community, sir, and I thank you for what you do and what everyone, like Semper Fi, bring him home, And his choice to go to Ukraine. I'm gonna move, yeah, but everyone has a choice,
Mm-hmm.
and
Correct.
I do not. Jesus, man, I do believe Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. He is, and He died on the cross, and I do believe that.
Yeah.
So at the same time, it's like, man, thank you very much, sir, for speaking the truth and giving us tools and just platforms to understand how to move out the complication.
Yeah, right. And that's kind of what it's all about. Just somebody once told me that knowledge is power, and it's one of those things that people really do. They hoard that crap today, and it's freaking disgusting. It drives me nuts. And truthfully, there's so much scum that's out there. You have to.
So I live at Virginia Tech, which is Virginia Tech. Oh man, the whole pro-Palestinian stuff. They're all on spring break now, so there's no one here.
Yeah.
But I live right across the street, and I'm just like, man, truth. Thank you. It's so hard to sometimes talk to somebody. It's like, hey, just don't get angry. Can we just talk?
Can we have a discussion?
And I work I'm a bar manager. Dude, I get it, man. Done it for but can you talk to somebody and not get angry because of what you think or what you believe? Can you just talk to somebody?
No.
It's very hard these days.
They cannot.
It's very hard.
They cannot.
They're not taught to.
Yeah, you're right.
They are 100%. Taught to react, not to think.
Correct.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, of course, brother. I saw it over in the YouTube comment section. Somebody was asking me to share a new Discord link, so I just did. It's up at the top of the post. So I just posted it. If you're following the channel, if your alerts are on, you should have just seen. I just made a post. It's the new Discord link. If you guys want to get over there, if you need a true supporter, you got to be a true supporter in order to get into the Discord. Best community on the freaking planet. Who's up next? I don't know. Let's go Banshee.
Other than that, yeah, go for it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, brother.
I was wondering the interview about J.D. Vance's cousin who was serving in Ukraine and just came home recently and has been trying to get a hold of J.D. Vance.
I will. How do I find him?
It was CNN interviewed him, actually.
And CNN said they couldn't get a hold of him?
No, CNN interviewed him and said he personally couldn't get a hold of his cousin to try to offer him intel about Ukraine and has been trying to reach out to him.
I mean, I know they have it. I know they have the intel about Ukraine. I think it's one of those things that it's why I said let the cards play out, let it see where it goes. I promise you JD Vance knows a heck of a lot more than his brother does, even though his brother was over there on the front line. I think it would be good for JD Vance to actually listen to his brother.
Because, yeah, they were in the Marines together and around the same time and everything, except he was actually infantry, where, like you said, JD was a cameraman.
Yeah. Yeah. People are making comments saying that you're losing your fill and or you're on a helicopter headset or something of that nature. It's actually kind of funny, but you sound good.
Okay, then I'll just push one last thing and then I'll mute and hop out the way. Did you see EU this morning voted at a giant press conference to go to a wartime economy as well?
I missed that portion of it. That is a huge portion.
Because the French chancellor came out, they're planning to ramp up production by 2.1% GDP.
Oh, well, that's a good
thing. For
thing.
France alone, at least.
Well, that's a good thing. Well, like I said, they're ramping up between them and the UK, 30,000 troops to be prepared.
Yeah, France had mentioned something about pushing against UK sending troops in, and the UK minister said that's up to their administration to discuss.
Dang.
It was an interesting watch this morning. That's why I missed the morning live stream.
I will have to make sure I get on that. I will 100% do that. Thank you. Trouble. I think you're up. I'm not sure.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Finally, I get to talk to you.
Not that hard to get. I was the last 2 weeks.
I was hoping. I was hoping that when you were telling the joke about the Marine, that you were gonna say the kid was gonna tell him to not eat the big white mint.
No, that wasn't it. No, and I forget who told me that joke, but I heard it like years ago, and it's like one of my just because my brothers. I mean, I'm talking like over a decade ago. Someone told me that joke, and when I went home, like the first freaking Marines I told it to was like my brothers, and they both laughed, and then it just turned around to "F you, man!" Like,
Yeah, my last trip to the sandbox was 2012, so I'm about 50 years old, and it shows with age, I guess.
yeah. Well, dude, I mean, you think about it, right? Like GWAT vets, depending on where they're at, you could have a GWAT vet that's well over 50 now.
Oh yeah, and I was in the National Guard, so we had guys that were well over that.
Well, dude, and I remember it was 2007 when the economy started going to crap. Back in like 2007, this is almost like 20 years ago now. We were getting soldiers in like their like late 20s, their early 30s. People that were nearing 40 that were coming in as like privates because the economy had sucked so bad. And yeah, you know, you really put that in perspective. You got a 40-year-old that came in 2007, did like 4 years. We're now 20 years later. Dude's like 6 years old plus.
Oh yeah.
So, wild. Freaking
anyway, it took a few minutes for me to get in there, but I was just kind of interjecting with the Marine joke.
That's no, I appreciate it. Dude, it was so crazy back then too. I told this story the other day. I had a soldier that got caught doing coke like 3 times. Piss tested 3 times straight for coke, and they wouldn't kick him out because we needed people that bad.
Really?
Mm-hmm. True story. Yep.
Damn.
Yes, sir. Yep, that happened. Yep. You could pretty much get away with murder. Like back then. They needed them. I appreciate you coming up, man. I mean, if you got good Army jokes, I'd love to hear them, you know, but.
Yeah, I'll think about it. I'll give somebody else a platform.
Alrighty. Who we got up next? Ross? You were in earlier and then you dropped, man. I mean, I see you queuing up, but you're not.
While we're waiting on him, since you're talking Army jokes, I sent you a video on Discord. They changed the swearing-in ceremony for the military.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay.
They took out the Constitution, and it's to obey all orders from officers and the president.
That's not acceptable.
I sent you video proof.
That's not acceptable at all. I will have to check.
Of my own swearing in.
Well, I'm curious whether or not the idiot that swore you in did that. Wait, like if it changed or if you just have people that are doing it. Because
it was the same both times. I went to MEPS for the first one and then before the getting on the bus part. And that's where I'd seen it like Denver and then South Carolina. Denver for first MEPS and then Fort Jackson for second one.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to look into that.
All right. You guys hear me now?
No, you still sound like poo, buddy.
I guess
that means a lot coming from me too. Like if I say your mic sounds like crap. Texas, what's up, man?
Morning. Morning for me. I'm just getting up.
Buenos dias. Doble ironic, or whatever it is they say over there.
Pretty good. How are you? I missed pretty much the majority of the stream.
You didn't miss a lot today. Right? Odessa got slammed by Russia.
Yeah, I know that. 4 dead on the boat. 3 of them are Syrian nationals, and 1 is Ukrainian.
Oh, man. Khan, what's up, buddy? Khan, I saw you in a video today. You're famous, man.
Is he in here or is he in the channel?
He's on the channel.
Oh.
Yeah. Khan,
why is he up now?
Say what now?
Why is he up at 5? Unless he's traveling.
Yeah, I think he's traveling.
I don't know why he's be up now.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no, Khan's up because he's traveling. I think that's what he's got going on in his life. Yeah. Yep. Khan.
What a day. What a day.
Khan, brother, I gotta send you a Discord link. Bro. Yeah, I'll make that happen. I think I got him over on Insta. I think I got him on IG. I'll get you a Discord link, Khan. Don't you worry. I am not. Khan says you're famous. Khan, you're famous, bitch. I saw you. I was taking a poop today, and I opened up like the new Chosen Company video. I was watching. I was like, it's Khan. It was great.
Yeah, Con, it's my fault. I sent it to him while he was pooping.
He did. Con, would you like to tell the people what Matt did for you to pay you back? No, he does not.
Oh, did you get him back?
Oh yeah, bro. I'll tell you about it later. I got Con back good.
Oh,
yeah.
I
Con
gotta
in
hear
LA.
that one.
Yeah, I saw Con in LA, and I was like, bro, I got you, bro. Oh my god, it was good. Yeah, it was good. Oh, it was good. Ah, dude.
Can we talk about how Trump started the conversation while doing the interview with the 3 Teslas? Like he was talking about Elon's Teslas.
I didn't even.
And then randomly in the middle of like talking about the Teslas, it has the reporter didn't even ask the question yet, and he just stops and he says, "Ukraine, peace. Ukraine, ceasefire." They just agreed to that. That's how he started the statement on that without anybody asking him a question about Ukraine.
No, he
in the middle of talking about Teslas. I swear to God, it like absolutely like for a second I thought that he had a stroke. Like I was like, there's no way that he actually just said that.
I gotta find it. There's no way he said that crap like that.
Swear to God, like without reporter, because reporters were asking questions and they were talking about like he was on and on about how like all these people are destroying Elon's business for no reason.
Wait.
Like Elon's a good guy. He doesn't need any of this, but he's doing it to help the country. And like the conversation goes back and forth, and they checked out the car, and then he's like, Ukraine, ceasefire. Yeah. That's
But very importantly, and I said
that was in the middle.
Ukraine.
If you watch it without context,
ceasefire.
it might look weirder.
Ukraine.
That was in the middle
Ceasefire.
Of the
Just agreed to a little while ago.
Ukraine
Yeah,
before,
he does.
Nobody asked.
I just played it. He says, Ukraine, ceasefire. They just agreed to it a little while ago. Yeah, what the?
But he said that like twice, and then in the middle of a statement. I don't know. It was just fun and funny. And then I was talking to somebody in the Discord over here, and we were chatting about it. Like, bro, he's starting to sound really old. In the last speech he gave, also he fumbled a few words. He couldn't say like.
Somebody just said that he was responding to a reporter. Like somebody was yelling at him in the back. So I'll have to listen to it. I'll double check. We'll figure it out.
I listened to it twice, and I thought maybe the reporter wasn't picked up on the mic on the video that I was listening, because there's multiple angles of it and whatnot. But I didn't hear anybody ask him anything Ukraine related, and he just stopped and he said, Ukraine, ceasefire. And then he said, Ukraine, ceasefire. They just agreed to that a little while ago. Now, hopefully, Putin, and that's how he started the conversation about it.
Okay, hold on. Stop talking. I gotta listen again. Let me put in my other earbud so I can really take it in. You know, I'm gonna play this again for the people at home as well. I gotta get it up on the screen because I found the clip. I have the clip. You ready?
But very importantly, and I said it, Ukraine, ceasefire. Ukraine, ceasefire. Just agreed to a little while ago. Now we have to go to Russia and hopefully President Putin will agree to that also, and we can get this show on the road.
I can't hear it either.
Yeah, no, you guys can't hear it on the Discord for some reason, but everybody at home can hear it over on YouTube. Yeah, he says Ukraine, ceasefire, like, and he puts his hand up like this, like pausing, like, I don't know, like pausing people or whatever it is he does. So I don't know, man. It certainly seems that way. I mean, I think he's just been doing Trump things personally. And if you're talking right now, for some reason, everything disconnected. So I can't even hear you. Let me try that one more time. Bam.
No.
And I am up. Okay, now I can hear you again.
Oh, no, I was saying, yeah, it sounded like Trump doing Trump things, but it was strange. It was just really strange.
I'm kind of with you on this one, buddy. I'm kind of with you on this one. I didn't hear anybody yelling at him in the background. So yeah, it is what it is.
It's just like Trump doing Trump things, you know. You can never know what the next the next statement out the guy's mouth. And then somebody did ask, "Is Zelensky invited back to the White House?" And he said yes.
He said
absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he said Zelensky's invited back. Now, here's the crazy part: his rambling's not nearly as bad. Not that it matters, but his rambling is not nearly as bad as Joe Biden's. And at least what he rambled about is actually a good thing, and it makes sense.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But he has also the other times where he couldn't pronounce certain words, and I was like, okay, that's just like he's just getting old.
Yeah.
If you look at the interview today, like somebody took a screen, like one of the news reporters had an angle of the paper he had in his hand,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like his secretary wrote like the prices of all the Teslas, and it says like he had a note there, I'm buying a Tesla to support Elon and whatnot, like it was written out in there.
He did do that.
And it was, yeah, and he looks at it and he's like, oh wow, he just reads one part of it and he's like, oh wow, you have one for 35,000. It was a little strange. It was like a infomercial for Tesla with the president of the United States.
Some of this like Republican stuff goes way too far, but it's not nearly as bad as the left's. Like, it's not nearly as bad. I want to bring up one more guy, Texas, because Matt needs sleepy time. I want to bring up 02 Toy because he's been hanging out here for a while. And he's up at the top of the list. So I just pull him up for a sec, see what he's got to say, because he's gonna be the last one of the evening, and then Matty going sleepy time. It's been a hell of a long week. 02 Toy, what's up, buddy? You have to unmute yourself to come up. And Texas, everybody says you are high AF. They're throwing that out there for you.
Oh, absolutely not high. I just woke up. It's 5 a.m. I literally just woke up, people. Like, that's my morning, calmness. Like, actually, my blood pressure didn't get to boil yet for the day.
There you go. All right, 02 Toy, you're up, buddy.
Hey, Anthony here. Thanks for having me on.
What's up, brother?
So I had a bunch of random questions. I'm trying to figure out which one's most important, but I guess one for Texas, actually, which was, why aren't we building some type of, and for a short explanation, shotgun, slingshot type thing to help the infantry against these drones? Like, my idea was, you could build, a foldable stock type slingshot shotgun with a studded net of some kind that can shoot out towards, drones that are coming at you. So, I'm trying to think, what is like the easiest thing to make and distribute to help you guys out there?
Texas?
Yeah, that's a good one. Drones.
The
problem with FPV drones is that they're hard to spot. You can hear them, but you can't always spot them. If the sky isn't a very clear blue sky, you won't see it against it. And probably a lot of times you won't see it either way because they do be painting in white and other colors too. So it might be difficult to spot them. But if you do spot them, you can shoot them down with a shotgun. I mean, most units nowadays will have a dude with a shotgun at all times, and it won't even have he'll have a primary, but he'll have a shotgun out. But spotting the drone is very difficult, and usually when you do spot it, it's within 50 meters, and usually when it's within 50 meters and it's already spotted you and it's coming for you, very few times that shotgun is going to be fast enough to actually hit it and take it out. It's a very good, it's a multi-billion-dollar question. How do you very cheaply create an air defense system for on a micro level for each vehicle itself, or each it's not there yet.
That's a lot of expensive technology that.
Yeah,
and the other thing that goes into that.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the other thing that goes into that when you start thinking about it, like for that technology for those little drones, and that's why they're so damn effective, is you've got to have a specific type. The first country I know that actually developed something that's capable of doing that was the United States. Like, actually, it's one thing to have a Gatling gun hooked up to be able to shoot them down, or a freaking series of shotguns. I don't know, but actually being able to detect them and being able to pick up on the movement, because they have different cross sections when it comes down to like radar detection and all that other stuff, to pick up direction is kind of one of the harder things. So that's a huge problem.
Yeah, the good thing that Ukraine has done, is figured out to make a very cheap drone detector, which is pretty much just a frequency alert. So when a certain frequency comes within the range of that little receiver, it'll just the drone down. You would need that. So it would be nice, but we can't have everything that we can dream of. A shotgun works for the most part. If you can see the drone and you can aim it and you can hit it, then it'll work. But
yeah,
drones are a big problem. FPVs are a big problem.
It's the seeing and detecting. That's it's like you said. You know, you can hear them coming.
Ask Khan, he'll tell you.
Jam. Yeah, no. Khan wasn't doing a lot of talking when he was with me. He stayed kind of quiet.
Guys, if you haven't yet, go watch the new Chosen Company video that recently came out on the International Legion channel. It's wonderful.
I recommend as well.
Yeah. All right,
guys.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna go get ready for my day, and you gotta go get ready for your night.
Yeah.
So
you need to get ready for your
day.
I
appreciate it.
I'm gonna go get some sleep so my brain can make good decisions tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. Thanks everybody for coming up on stage. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the morning on stage. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is going to be another interesting day. I look forward to it.